Hello and welcome to Southeastern 16. Chris Lee, joined by Max Barr and Blake Lovell. The gang has been back together here. Guys, it's been a while since I've done a show with you guys, but very excited about this one today.
Well, as you should be, Chris Lee, who has jumped back in. The triangle of terror or whatever you want to call us. There's plenty of phrases people used and names and all this stuff, but
it's got to be since March.
It has been since March, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's been a while. Okay, so if you're listening to this, you are not going to get the full experience here. Because if you've watched this day after day after day for however many months and years that some of you have been watching, you will notice there is a visual difference here on the screen. And that is because we got a lot to talk about today, but we're going to start with one of the big things. At the bottom right, there is a nice little logo there. Max, what does that say in that logo right there?
Man, I mean, I will say it's a pretty logo, isn't it? That looks real nice down there.
Real nice, as Cousin Eddie would say.
Real nice.
We got something Cousin real Eddie. Nice. And that is the new title sponsor here at Southeastern 16. Your friends and mine, FanDuel. Oh, do you know how much Max Barr has been waiting for this? The ultimate bettor. The guy who, if you go back and watch our live stream after Houston lost to Florida in the national championship game for college basketball this season, a man that was down and out.
Defeated.
Completely down and out. But you know what's got him back? FanDuel has got him back, because your new title sponsor here at Southeastern 16 is FanDuel. They are an exclusive network sponsor for our friends at Believe, who have powered this show for a while now. And so we're all in with our friends at FanDuel. So you're going to be hearing a lot more when we talk about games, all this stuff. We're going to be telling you about FanDuel. And, man, we are so excited. This is huge for Southeastern 16. You guys know we started this thing 4.5 years ago now. We are an independent entity. We do not have a big backing somewhere from, the big guys out there. Like, we just have done this through hard work, through all these other inspirational phrases that I could use. And so
I like that.
It's a big day for us here at Southeastern 16.
And look at this. Look at this. We got Zach, who also works for this is a community already, Blake. Chris, building. Holly says, FanDuel fancy. Look at that. We're moving up. Yep. Well, luxurious. I'll take it. Holly.
Yeah, big day for us. We have worked extremely hard to get here. There have been 80 to 100-hour work weeks by some of us in the video at times over the last year. And look, ultimately, to be able to do this, you need backing from advertisers, from members, from whatever. And so this is a very important day for us, and I think it makes the path forward for Southeastern 16 and all we do a little easier. And hopefully we'll be able to bring you a little more and better coverage along the way.
Well, let's be honest. Our friends at FanDuel, I mean, and this is, are you ready for the first ad read ever? Mark this down in your notes.
Is this happening?
4 minutes and 20-something seconds in, our first ever ad read for FanDuel. So mark it down. Tell everybody if they want to watch the replay, this is it. But remember, I just teased something a second ago. We have another announcement, too, coming, so don't leave just yet, because we're going to be talking for about 45 minutes here. We're going to look at some basketball, some football stuff. We got all kinds of fun we're going to have. So don't think this is it. But FanDuel, what can I say other than the fact that we've talked about a lot of great people throughout this time, Max Barr. We've talked about our friends at Sanders moving, No longer logistics. Moving. They like to move it, move it. We've talked about our friends with the Rock Lock, ROKFORM, who we'll get to here in just a bit. We've talked about our sidekicks during the game time. That's game time sidekicks, by the way.
Yep.
But let me tell you, FanDuel right now, if you want, Chris talked about hard work, okay? He said all these hours we put in, all this hard work. If you want to go out and through all your hard work and all your hard-earned money, and you want to just completely blow it, I can't think of a better option than going over to FanDuel and just throwing all your money at the great people at FanDuel, because they have got just, tremendous odds. Max, I know you're eyeing something over there right now when it comes to an odd you've got your eye on. My guess is it has something to do with perhaps a national champion, maybe something else that you're into over there. But these odds are the best of the best. They got everything. College football, college basketball, UFC, esports, soccer, tennis, other stuff too, I'm sure.
Yep.
Aussie rules. They got everything over here at FanDuel. And so this is going to be so exciting. And they are the best ever. FanDuel. Check them out. The best.
We're going to have way too much fun with this season. Way too much fun with this. You guys know I like my props too. You can get into the nitty-gritty. I see, Mother Carol's in here. Hey, a little Jalen Lowe. Is he going to score 10 points? Is he going to hit 2 threes? Fun stuff like that. Going to have all the fun you want. You can stack them up. Is Jalen Lowe going to hit a 3? Is Jaden Quayton's going to have a block? Pair them together.
Janai Broom hit a 3.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Listen, full menu of options over there at FanDuel, by the way. Don't worry. This will be probably the longest ad read we ever do because we're just having fun with it. But, they've got everything, again, guys. So check it all out. If you are someone who's into all the fun stuff they've already been doing, the same game parlays, like just everything. It's something where, again, I joke about blowing our money, but come on. What else am I going to do with it other than head over and support our friends at FanDuel and get in on, all the fun over there? So, and so just so we're clear here, if you're someone who's never done betting, don't you blame us if you go over there and you're like, this may be the best thing ever because it's FanDuel. And so don't put that on us. We are not responsible for your gambling. There you go.
And remember, gamble responsibly. Don't bet what you can't lose.
That's right.
Do some research on it. It's very helpful to have a unit system so that you stick to units and you don't chase losses. It's a
Max
slippery
Barr's a
slope.
unit. That guy's a unit, if you ask me. Man.
But yeah, I gave out Mother Carol. I'll be giving out college basketball. I believe not this past year, but 2 years ago I wrote for Clutch Points. We were up about 21, 22 units on the year. So college basketball will be steering you in the right direction.
Yeah,
Make Chris Lee a gambler.
Well, we'll see about that, but no time for that for me. But what we do here, seriously, is we try to do our homework, give you stuff that you may or may not be thinking of. We watch a lot of ball, look at a lot of stat sheets, and I think that's the value in the show is kind of giving you the information, and then you do with it as you please.
That's right. You guys want a quick story? I'll give you a quick story. Are you ready?
Oh boy.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep. So we took the turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. You know what he said, Max?
No clue.
I think I know.
He said, "Son, I made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes.
Max has no idea what this is.
So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of whiskey, I'll give you some advice. You know what he said, Max, after that?
I don't know this. No, I do not.
I know. You got to know when to hold him.
If you're going to play the game,
hold him.
You got to learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold him. You got to know when to fold him.
Hold on.
Know when to walk away. Know when to run. All right. I'm done here.
You never count your money while you're sitting at the table, Max Barr.
Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Every hand's a winner, every hand's a loser. All right. Let's continue on. Okay. If we haven't lost 50 subscribers, by the way, by now, then we're doing something right. However, I did tell you guys that this was sort of a celebratory show because we're not just here to tell you about FanDuel. I have an announcement that not even these two guys know.
I have no clue what's going on.
I wanted to keep this one close to the vest.
Max, you heard
maybe
my guess.
close to the Shane vest, if you will. I didn't want to reveal this to anybody. So I wanted to hold this here and announce it now because we're announcing all kinds of stuff. We're having fun with it. Folks, you've been waiting a long time. And don't worry, I'm not going to start singing a song. Here's what I'm going to tell you. So there's something we have been mentioning for years here that we're like, man, we'd love to do this. We'd really like to do this thing right here. And so now I can officially tell you. Next week, fingers crossed. Cross your fingers right now because I'm going to say next week, knowing that it could be the following week. Next week, for the first time ever, the Southeastern 16 merch store opens to the public. Max had no idea that I had this in the works.
No idea.
What?
It is in the works. It will be ready to go by next week. You will have all sorts of available options for buying merchandise at Southeastern 16.
Oh,
the merch store
nice.
opens next week or the week after. It's coming, so you can get your merch.
We really had no idea.
You didn't, because it has been worked on behind the scenes.
Blake works in mysterious ways.
The merch store is coming. Hats,
my wardrobe
shirts, coffee
is about
cups.
to undergo a major overhaul.
It's coming. So
Shane wants to know if you have a vest for Mr. Vest.
Get your Shane Vest shirts and vests. Sorry, we couldn't.
It's half of Blake's wardrobe.
Well, it pretty much is. We got some new sponsors, too, that are going to be coming on board with us as well. So you can see our friends up there also. So, all right.
Our longtime viewers know that we just rotate through a series of 5 to 6 different combos of shirts.
So, listen, the fact that we don't have an Under Armour sponsor yet, really, if anyone knows anyone Under Armour, guys, I have like 14 Under Armour shirts. Like, that's all I wear. So at what point do we just say, let's call it a day and just get our friends in Under Armour in here?
For a while, I thought we were sponsored by the LA Rams and the Toronto Blue Jays, to be honest.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, we should be. So those will be back in winter. Don't worry. It's a little hot in the garage these days, but don't worry. Winter is coming, folks. Just as they said in Game of Thrones, winter is coming. And it's going to get cold out there. So, all right.
He's just going through all his classics today. All the lines are coming out.
Oh, you got to play the hits today. So,
Nick, I know the song. I just didn't know the everything around it.
Who sang the song, Max Barr?
Someone that knew when to fold them.
Hey,
Kenny Rogers.
I don't know. Kenny.
Oh, I wish we could play that right now, but we can't. But everybody's singing it if they're listening to this. So, all right. There you go. What an incredible start to this show. But let's talk a little action here, okay? And obviously we'll tell you about some odds from our friends at FanDuel. But Chris, let's start with you. Football, because we know Max is into the fantasy football more than anything else. But I'm going to be jumping into our SEC football coverage starting next week. Chris, as I look over at some of the appealing options here, I'm going to give you some ones that I want to throw at you. The current Heisman Trophy favorite, Chris, is Arch Manning at plus 700 over at FanDuel. Garrett Nussmeier is plus 900. Ty Simpson is plus 1,600. Can I just tell you that shocked me?
Me too. Yeah, I looked at the Heisman board last night and I thought, what a wild world that we are in, where two of the top five guys on the boards are quarterbacks who didn't even start for their teams a year ago, led by the number one guy. I mean, I think I'd take the field if that were an option, but it is an interesting year. In fact, I've got some comments on SEC quarterbacks if we want to get into that later. But yeah, that caught my eye too, Blake. Now, the surrounding cast for Arch Manning is tremendous. Their offensive line is my question a little bit because they lost the best left tackle in the game, according to the experts. And they're bringing in some guys who are experienced, but maybe not starters across the board. So that's just something to keep in mind. Well, a couple things to keep in mind if you're considering the Arch Manning for the Heisman proposition.
Like, I'm sorry, but there is one right here that just jumps out at me. Like, I had nothing against Ty Simpson, but how is Lenora Sellers at plus 1,800 and Ty Simpson at plus 1,600?
Yeah. Well, I will give you my guess. Well, first of all, it's Alabama, right? It's a brand name, and that's the way these things go. Second of all, I think Alabama is being slept on a little bit this year, and I'll tell you why. And Jay Greason always gives me grief about this, but he always notices that I notice this. Some people will say that the most important building blocks of your football team are your quarterback and your lines of scrimmage. And Ty Simpson, first of all, was a former five-star recruit. He's a coach's son. He's been 2 years at Alabama. By the way, Kalen DeBoer is getting the coordinator he wanted in the first place, which he tried to get last year until the Seahawks stole him away. So those are some big things. But here's the thing that I really like, and I don't know that people are talking about this enough. This is why I think Alabama is being, as much as Alabama can be slept on, maybe slept on a little bit. Who is Alabama's left tackle? It is Caden Proctor, who's going to be a first-round pick in the NFL. He is on everybody's first-team All-American team. Probably your second most important position, maybe in football, is your left tackle. And Alabama's got the one that everybody considers the best in the business to protect Ty Simpson. At center, another very important position on your offensive line. Who's their center? It's Parker Brailsford, who is everybody's first or second team All-American. Very important spot there. Beside him, Jaden Roberts at right guard, another guy who I've seen getting All-American love. No, it's more like third or fourth team love, but still. Not a lot of teams, and I'm going to guess no teams, have three offensive linemen who are getting All-American love. And by the way, there are other guys. They're starting left guard, played all 13 games a year ago, and they're starting right tackle, played 9 games. So they got a lot of dudes back.
Chris.
The red shirt. Hey, this shirt, this could literally be half the SEC. It could be Mississippi State. It could be A&M. It could be Alabama, considering your filter.
Nope. You're in Alabama. It's an Alabama shirt, Chris.
Make it Alabama.
Yep, absolutely. It's an Alabama shirt. That's.
but wait, there's more. Who's the most dynamic playmaker maybe in the NCAA, Blake Lovell?
I know.
Quarterbacks excluded.
I know what you're getting at here. I just thought the odds were a little bit interesting to me.
Well, I think they are too.
Who is the dynamic?
I would have had that, but
you got to tell me, Chris.
He's on the cover of on EA Sports College Football 26.
Who's you may not have known last year, Max Barr, was playing football at 17, playing college football at 17.
I was also playing football at 17, so I was
right
there with him.
But not at Alabama.
Vestal High School.
Okay, well, that's a little difference, but we'll overlook that. Anyway, here's my point, Blake Lovell. I would not have expected that either, but when you dig in a little bit to these circumstances, and God knows circumstances determine a lot in college football and in sports, hard to beat what Ty Simpson is walking into with that offensive coaching staff, with the protection, and with a weapon that anybody would trade it for in Ryan Williams.
Hey, you sold me because I was not going to get there. So that's a very convincing argument. So I'll give you that. I still would put Lenore Sellers ahead of him.
I would too, but
hey, it's betting odds for a reason, and so like you said, I think there's an Alabama aspect to that. All right, I'm gonna give you another. I'm gonna throw you another one, and then I know Max is over there just salivating at the ones I'm gonna throw.
Well, I had a question on football. I had a question.
Oh my!
Was Travis Hunter the favorite last year? Did the favorite win it last year?
Was Carson Beck the preseason favorite?
Probably.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was. I wonder if I could find those actually. I think he was the preseason favorite, but I could be wrong about that. Or was it?
But
yeah. Or was it Dylan Gabriel? I don't remember. No, I think it was maybe Hunter. I don't know.
Jalen Milroe would have been on the list for sure. By the way, I've got a little bit of a sleeper one that if you want a long shot that I could give you reason could work, and we can bring that one out whenever you're ready. We can save that for later.
Can I guess which one it is?
Well, it's not a player one. I'll tell you that.
Oh, well, my SEC Heisman long shot, my guy. I'm gonna be saying this a lot this year. My guy, Chris Lee, Big John Mateer. Big John. Oklahoma, plus 2,500 right now at FanDuel. Give me Big John.
I like that name. That's a football name.
Yeah, he's Big John.
If I had to pick one from that list of 6, I think I'd go Garrett Nussmeier, because you've seen LSU. I mean, you saw Jaden Daniels win it a couple of years ago when that was not a national title contending team. And Nussmeier, in my mind, if I'm picking quarterbacks, which I think you have to consider what you've done in the past, he's my number one quarterback in the SEC.
Fair enough. All right, quickly, before we jump into some other things, Max still salivating over there, excited to talk about a couple big picks here. I know people are asking me for singing requests here. Now you want me to sing Big Bad John. I'll sing that a couple times probably this season. But before we get into that, reminder, I mentioned them earlier, our friends at GameTime Sidekicks, best cups in the world. Just absolutely tremendous. So Chris has gone from being an Alabama fan to an LSU fan here in the span of 5 minutes. Sounds like a bandwagoner to me. Speaking of which, I recently got an Auburn and LSU hat in the mail. I can't tell you who that's from yet. Soon. Ooh. All right. Let me tell you about our friends at GameTime. Remember, if you go over there, the just tremendous work they do on these cups. Like, it really is just the best of the best. And I'm going to put the link in the description or in the comments below, telling you about everything that they got going on. Remember to visit them. You get the special promo code SE16, 20% discount to our viewers. 20%, folks. 20% SE16. They have the officially licensed stainless steel drinkware. Every SEC school, over 350 more represented there. Top of the market quality. Tons of designs and logos for each school. You guys have seen all the cups we've shown off and everything. So check that out there. The stainless steel sippy cups are there. The tumblers, 40-ounce bottles, shaker cups. They got it all at GameTime Sidekicks. So check out our friends over there. I'd put the link in, as I said I was going to, but I got too many tabs open. Maybe Max can throw that on there at some point. But that's there, SE16, GameTimeSidekicks.com. We also got to tell you about our friends. Oh, yeah, here it is. Remember, I keep telling you, I will show it to you one day in terms of like the actual product, but it's on my phone, which is my camera. So I want to hold up what my friends at ROKFORM sent me here. You know what? Maybe we'll just do this for the whole show.
Yeah, I'll
just talk behind this the entire show. How about that? Yeah. So I'm just going to talk behind the ROKFORM thing. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll cut out a hole right here, and then I'll just put my face right here behind this little circle right here, and you can just see me right there the whole show. ROKFORM, the most incredible case there is. The way I equate it to is, let's think about it's like a steel cage in wrestling, all right? Where you got two guys that are in this cage, and, man, they just can't get out. They're locked in this cage. Your phone's going to be locked right here in this world's strongest magnetic phone case with our friends at ROKFORM. Extreme protection, super strong magnets, and oh, by the way, the Rock Lock. Rock Lock secure mounting. The Rock Lock of the week is going to be part of FanDuel. I know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So check out our friends at ROKFORM as well. I'll put the link in the comments below to that as well. I don't know if we have game time in there yet, but I'm going to put ROKFORM in there also. So, all right.
Did you guys get the wireless charger?
I don't know. Maybe that was special for
all
you.
sorts
Buddy,
of
that I got one. That thing is strong, and boy, does it stick to your phone. That thing is not coming off without some force.
Well,
it's rock locked on.
It is. That is a strong magnet, all kidding aside.
Not coming off without some force. Sounds like Max Barr on a Tuesday night in February on an SEC basketball live stream. Can't get that man out of here without some force. So, there you go. All right, we continue on. Chris, you had one other football-related one, then we're going to throw it to Max for a basketball.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but somebody kind of comes out of the blue every year in the SEC. And the team that I'm about to talk about is a team that did it 2 years ago. And I think that people are sleeping on this team a little bit again. In fact, that the coach even kind of more or less mentioned it at Media Day when he did his speech, and almost nobody was there. It's the Missouri Tigers, guys. Now, I have some questions about Missouri, okay? They're breaking in a new quarterback.
See.
There you go. But so are a lot of people. And look, it could be Bo Pribula. It could be Sam Horn, who's making a charge after signing his $475,000 contract with the Dodgers last week, by the way. So that'll be interesting. You got a guy under contract with an MLB team trying to be the quarterback at Missouri, which I guess he's been there 4 years now. But anyway, other than that, they brought in some dudes, skill positions. They brought Ahmad Hardy from ULM, Kevin Coleman, who had a really maybe the most underrated year of any player in the SEC last year at Mississippi State. And I like my linemen, guys. They got an All-American left guard who's in Caden Green will be an NFL guy. They got a center back with a lot of experience. And the defense they love. They think that defense is maybe the best they've had since Drinkwitz has been at Missouri. They've got experience. And here's the other thing. What helps you is a favorable schedule. And Missouri's is one of the more favorable in the league. I'm just saying, I don't think Missouri's going to make the playoff, but it wouldn't be the craziest thing. And the odds for Missouri to make the playoff, gosh, I can't even find them.
Oh, I can. Plus
here
820.
We go. Plus, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Let me just tell you games that they are going to be favored to lose this year. Let me find the Tigers on my schedule. Probably Alabama at home. South Carolina week 4 will be interesting. That'll probably be a toss-up, but that's in Columbia. By the way, Missouri, do you know when Missouri first hits the road for a road game? Mid-October. Mid-October. So speaking of favorable things, and that's Auburn, which I think they'll beat. Then they go to Nashville to play Vanderbilt. Then an off week. They got A&M, which I think is tough, but that's at home. Mississippi State, which is probably 15 or 16 in the league, that's at home. And then Oklahoma on the road. That'll be tough, but it's doable. And then Arkansas on the road. Like, the only game in here that I'm sure that Missouri's going to be an underdog is Alabama, and that's home. I'm just saying, I think it's a better team than people think, and I love that schedule compared to what everyone else has. And what did we learn last year? It is about not losing games, not about who you beat. If the committee does it the same way, I could easily see Missouri being 10-2 and getting one of the playoff bids.
Well, if you want to go over to FanDuel, throw down a little President Jackson, if you will, on Missouri to make the playoff, you can win $164, which is how many teams will be in the NCAA tournament in a decade. So there you have it. Not a bad thought there, Chris.
You sold me. Yeah.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
You sold me.
Now I want to see how the quarterback thing works out, because that is a big if. So which is probably one reason. But I mean, we say that when Pribula was at Penn State, guys, in limited duty last year, he threw 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's a really good runner. I think he's for his career. I think he's 9 TDs and 1 pick, and he's a better runner than he is anything else. I'm just saying. I think that there are some things there. You know, he may not even win the job. It might be Sam Horn, but I'm just saying that's one that I can give you a lot of reasons why it could work out, and the cost isn't much.
I like it. All right.
I like it.
Now, is there any chats we need to get to, Max? Oh, I pulled up a minute ago. We got a new member here. Larry has joined in. Shout out to Larry, who's become a member here at Southeastern 16. Remember, you can do that as well if you want to support the channel, just like our friends at FanDuel are doing, as our new title sponsor, if you missed it earlier. But, yeah, you can support us via the memberships. That's where, you know, it's kind of a little slow with the bonus content in the summer, but you guys probably understand. It's the summer and just not as much going on. But I will drop this in here if you want to join the membership tier. $3.99 a month. I mean, come on, folks.
It's a cup
what
of
can you
Joe.
buy for $3.99 these days? Maybe a cup of Joe in the new Southeastern 16 merch store coming out next week as well. Yeah. So appreciate your support of the channel, Larry, and everyone else. Hundreds of members now, which is just a wild thing. This time last year, I don't know if we had 5 members. Although we had Justin. Justin's been a member for 12 years. But yeah, so all right, Max, let's twist to the basketball scene here. And you and I have been talking about odds in the basketball section for a while.
Yes.
I told you yesterday, FanDuel now has Florida and Kentucky as the same national championship odds. I don't think it's been that way. I think Kentucky at one point was like plus 1,900. They're plus 1,700 now. So them and Florida are the same. So those two now have the 4th best odds tied to win the national championship. Now, again, some of that's going to be because it's Kentucky and you're getting some bets and all that kind of stuff being thrown at them. But they have now jumped basically several spots ahead of Louisville, where I feel like they were kind of close together. I think, has Arkansas dropped? Because Arkansas is at plus 3,000 now, so they've dropped. They were up there in that same area with Louisville, I think. But so per the FanDuel odds, Florida, Kentucky tied for the best in the SEC, national championship-wise, 4th best in the country. Then after that, you've got Auburn at plus 2,500, Arkansas plus 3,000, Alabama 3,500, Tennessee 4,000, and boy, there's a bit of a drop after that. Missouri up next at plus 8,000.
Yeah, we are. We're pretty top heavy in the odds because then it drops off quick, and it's just like the bracketology, Blake, where we go like, okay, we have a 1, we don't have a 2, we have a 3 seed, and then there's like 8 teams that are between an 8 and a 10 seed. I'd say the same thing. I am surprised at the gap between Arkansas and Kentucky because, you know, FanDuel's in the business of making money as well, and they know that there's more fans for certain teams than other fans that want to place a nice little Benjamin on their team to win the title. They know that, and so, you know, they're jacked up a little bit. But I like to turn to analytics when I'm looking at futures and stuff. You know, what team do I think is going to be a top 10 offense? You know, because there's those like precursors to championships. It's like, all right, they got to be top in this and top in that. And if they're not in that, they're not going to win the national title. So I like to look at those. And one team that's probably going to fit that from the SEC that's way down the list is Tennessee, because they're guaranteed to have that defense. And it's just a matter of if the offense will be good, will analytically be good enough to fit that bill. So just from the initial odds, if you want a flyer, Tennessee at plus 4,000 when all the analytics have them top 15. It's just the odds are not respecting what the preseason analytics are saying about Tennessee. What jumps out to you guys?
Max, there has been a big development with another team, and I don't know if you've seen this.
SEC or non-SEC?
SEC has made a gigantic jump. Any guesses?
A&M?
Max Barr, is it possible that you and I are affecting betting numbers? Because the team we have talked about.
No way.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this. Maybe.
That at one point, didn't we say had the second worst odds of any
Oh
SEC
my
team?
gosh, I just noticed.
Do you see
Yeah.
where they're at now?
What?
They are almost to the level of an NC State, an Ohio State, Oregon, Virginia, USC.
That
The
wasn't
team
that
that
long
is-
ago.
Dude, this was like 2 weeks ago. The Vanderbilt Commodores
Yep.
have moseyed on up in FanDuel's odds to where like they are at plus 10,000, which is still a lot, don't get me wrong. But they're now tied with Ole Miss, with Miami. They're just a little bit behind Missouri. Dude, they're like in the top, probably top 30? Something like that?
37th. Sorry,
Wow.
tied for 34th.
They were literally down there with, like, Georgia still plus, a huge number for Georgia is still way down there. They were there. Oklahoma, by the way, too, is at that same level. But, like, dude, they have jumped. I mean, I don't even know what's happened here. There's got to be some people out there listening to Southeastern 16 because we're either doing something good for them or bad. But that's wild to me.
Yeah, they were like second to last 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I have a little something to add because, like, I've been spending my time on baseball and football, trusting you guys to handle basketball. I will get there. I'm not there yet, but I have listened to some of your stuff. And
well, thanks.
I'll add this. You know where I go when I want to get a quick size up of where people stand? Bart
FanDuel.
Torvik, because he's pretty good at it. In terms, and I'm looking at like, okay, where's there a discrepancy between what he's got and the odds? And Torvik's got Vanderbilt 21st. So that they still might, if you trust that, still might be a little bit undervalued.
And when I did my three-pointer numbers, they project to be one of the top 3 shooting teams in the league. And we know how Oklahoma last year projected that same thing. Everyone underrated them. And then just by the way of shooting, they were able to sneak some games out because of that volume. Like Blake really has been conducting the Tyler Nickel offseason hype train, which is gaining rapid steam, it seems like.
Yeah. I don't remember where they were because, obviously there are multiple betting services out there. We only look at one these days. But still, like that, I'm curious to know like how that number has changed for them. But I don't know. So
I also
curious.
there's a non-SEC team, like kind of like a flyer national title team that I've mentioned before, but it can tie into the other odds that FanDuel offers, which is the Wooden Award odds. We have national title odds and individual player Wooden Award odds. And we'll get to some Florida players here that I think are a little bit too low. However, Iowa has national title odds of plus 6,000. They're just below teams like Creighton, Michigan State, Tennessee, North Carolina, ahead of teams like NC State, Indiana, Baylor. And because they have Bennett Sturts at plus 2,000, who is number 6 in the Wooden Award. 6 in the Wood. Bennett Sturts is currently 6th in the Wooden Award odds. Second point guard listed. What does it take to win in March? Guard play. And they're going to play slow. They got a great coach. And the odds are telling you they have one of the best point guards in the country. I think it's a sleeper team that's going to be really tough to beat with one of the best guards in the nation running the show. Sleeper pick there.
I have a question for you guys, y'all being the betting people. So the Purdue at plus 900 is the best odds right now. Is that a little low for an overall favorite at this time of the year?
That's usually number 1, sometimes number 2 will be triple-digit odds. I think last year Duke and maybe 1 or 2 others were triple-digit, but usually your off-season favorite or 2 will be short of plus 1,000. It's pretty normal.
How much short?
It depends on the year. Some years there's like a clear massive favorite, but I believe last year it didn't get shorter than like plus 700, plus 800. Okay. Usually that's like the number one favorite. You're gonna have to bite the price if you're gonna want to choose the preseason favorite.
Yeah, here's another interesting thing. Again, you all would know this better. That it feels like there's a discrepancy between what the analytics are saying and what the odds are here. Purdue is 15 at Evan Mia and 4 at Bart Torvik preseason. Houston is, by the way, number 1 at Torvik and 3 on Evan Mia. So take that for what it's worth.
Blake and I were talking about Purdue, I think maybe a week or two ago, and just since they had the early bounce, the embarrassing early bounce, it's just hard to trust them to win it all. It's going to be in the back of your mind.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at some of the player numbers, too, for the Wooden Award, Ortega Owe has the best odds of any SEC player. Plus 3,000. Nate Ament, Tennessee, plus 4,000. Todd Pettiford with the same. And we're still searching for someone that I still don't see. Boogie Flan, plus 5,000. Josh Hubbard, plus 5,000. Jacoby Gillespie, plus 5,000. Xavier Lee, plus 6,500. I'm still looking. Keyshawn Hall, plus 8,000. Oh, just wait. I'll get there. Jalen Lowe, plus 10,000. Condon, plus 10,000.
There he is.
Sir Thomas Houck.
Such a disrespect.
Plus 10,000. It's time. Right now, do you want to see the first ever live bet on the screen? Because Tommy H for the Wooden Award, if you put down another President Jackson, you're getting $2,000 on this one. Sir Tom. Wow. The disrespect.
Yeah, I think last year it was the best player for 2 1 seeds. That was the race. Flag and Broom. If Florida is going to be one of the best teams in the country, which we think they are, then the best player on that team is probably going to be in the top race for the Wooden Award. How is Tommy H at 35th? Am I going crazy here?
No, you're not. I mean, the only thing might be he's got to share the ball with a lot of other guys. I mean, that's going to be a really good balanced team, and so maybe one guy doesn't pop as much, but I don't know.
Hey, give me JQ as well, who, if he is fully healthy, that dude could be a top 10 player in the country.
He has the same odds as Tommy H.
Same odds as Tommy H. So
the funny thing is there's about 80 names listed, and if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's at the like say there's 80 names. I didn't count them all, but there's about that. Say like 75 through 77. It's still really good players. You have like Chris Senack, the Houston freshman, Flory Badunga for Kansas, Jaden Bradley for Arizona, and then the last 2 names FanDuel slips in: Kyan Anthony and Bryce James, Carmelo's kid and LeBron's kid.
Just gotta get some odds on that. Come on. You gotta get some bets in on those. That's easy money.
Gotta respect it.
So
gotta respect it.
That's it.
All
right. Okay. So we're gonna hop off
as we
here
get closer to the season. There'll be more stuff like football has. You'll have the conference odds. You'll have more options as we get closer to the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Justin, $2 super chat. Says Vandy deserves more media love. Congrats to us as well. Yeah, so if you hopped in late, hey, we're doing our best here. Big Gator EJ, I know, hopped in late, was wondering what the big announcement was. Yeah, you can go back to the start. Obviously, we announced that our new title sponsor is FanDuel. So, powered by FanDuel here, part of the Believe Network. We also announced we got our first ever merch store coming here as well. And, big announcement for us. I know Joe Mother was not impressed by our announcement, but Joe Mother, let me tell you, we have worked our asses off for 4.5 years here, sometimes 7 days a week, and it may not seem like a big announcement to you.
Meaning all the time.
If you want this channel to continue, then we got to get paid, and so that is how it works. And so it is one of the biggest announcements, if not the biggest announcement we've ever had. So I understand that it wasn't maybe. Come on, we like to hype stuff up here. You kidding me? So But yes, it is a big announcement. It's a huge announcement for us. And so this will drive us into football season and basketball season with FanDuel on board. And again, remember, check out all the fun stuff they got going on over there. We talked about everything here in this discussion. You can check out, again, they got so much stuff, right? Whether it's the sports book, the fantasy stuff, like it's all there. So, yeah, it's we can't thank them enough. Can't thank our friends at Believe enough for helping get this going. And, yeah, a new era here at Southeastern 16.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And we'll help you guys along the way. We'll educate you. I know, Mother Carol was saying, what is a unit? A lot of times if you follow somebody that is giving out picks, they'll use a unit system because they'll say 1 unit, and that'll be, for some people, that'll be $10. For some people, it'll be 15. For some people, it'll be 5. But so then you're able to follow them throughout the season on different scales, and then at the end of the season, you're up 15 units. If it was $10, hey, at the end of the season, you're up 150. But it's just a way to stay regimented, not chase your losses, and not gamble in an unhealthy way. It's important to do this in a healthy way and have fun while doing it. So we'll help you along the way.
I missed this. It's been, 4 months since the three of us have done the show together. Max, we got to get you into football, my man.
Look, you will be hard pressed to find a bigger fantasy football nerd out there than me. I love it.
Max and
I
I
used
are
to
both
before I did this.
So
I was
I
big
could
into
talk fantasy football for hours.
Yeah, literally, I've not played since we started the channel because I just don't have the time.
no, Max and I, if we're not talking SEC basketball, we're talking fantasy football. That's usually how it goes. So,
Do you do auction leagues or do you do just regular draft?
I prefer auction because that way you have, if you want any specific player, you have the same right as everybody else in the league to that player. Whereas if snake draft, you're locked into your position. But I do both. I like both. I love fantasy football.
Yeah, auctions. Once you do auction, you won't want to do anything else.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
It's almost as if FanDuel may have some fantasy stuff as well over there.
Hey.
Oh, wow. What an unbelievable deal here. All right, before we head out of here, I got another surprise for you guys. All right. This is an impromptu surprise, so don't get too excited. But again, this is where you have to watch on YouTube. If you're listening, you're not going to get the full visual here. But on the way out, I can't think of a better way to end this show than this right here. There you have it. The Gambler is here. Southeastern 16. FanDuel. Please gamble responsibly.
Also, what Blake will look like in 10 years. Pull that up again.
Maybe. Oh, I've already.
Do it.
It's
No,
I can't.
nope,
no,
nope.
I've already. It's hold on.
I think it hit
It's
too close
moved.
to home.
No, I think we have to. As you can tell,
I
we've
can
got
see it
new
on my
logo.
screen.
Hey, hang on a second here, pal. By the way, we're giving
Am I
everybody
right,
what they
Max?
want.
Am I right or am
Me
I
and
right
Chris
here?
bickering.
That's
That's what you
Blake in
missed
10
more than
years.
anything. All right,
I
here
was
we
not
go.
ready
So
for my judicial.
we can't.
hearing.
So we have some of the logos over this here, but of course that's Kenny, our guy Kenny Rogers Roasters, by the way. Great chicken restaurant. But there you have it. So
What the
I'm
heck?
a gold chain guy myself, but
I want to see what a spread collar like that. That would be the best
Yeah.
show ever.
all right, we're out of here.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Big day for us. Thank you guys for watching. Football stuff coming up, both live and recorded. Working on some baseball stuff in the background. That'll be a bit because we're in the middle of football prep. But we're gonna have some baseball stuff out way ahead of time this year compared to what we've done in the past. And looking forward to that. And just looking forward to jumping back into basketball with you guys. My time is going to football right now and some to baseball to keep our channel up that way. But I'm looking forward to jumping into basketball with you too in the fall, in the winter, because I've missed that too. And we've missed you guys. See a lot of names on the screen that I haven't seen in a while. Yeah, it's good to be back doing this. So anyway, we're out, Blake.
Yep. And just a
All
quick
right.
another tease. We got a big basketball interview coming next week. Let's just say it will be a big week for SEC basketball next week. You guys will understand what we mean by that next week. So, all right.
Can't wait.
Thanks for watching. God bless you. We'll see you again soon at Southeastern 16.
Presented by FanDuel.